Hey, this is Coach Ryan. Today we're going to work on how to beat a bully defender. You know the defender I'm talking about, the one that guards you tight, that gives you no space, no respect. Anytime you're playing against a defender like that, it's important to utilize what I call a cross-body step. And it's basically a pivot. And we're going to work on a lot of moves and options out of this series later on in the video. But first, we got to have a foundation for playing against a bully defender. And first and foremost, we got to protect the basketball and what I call protection pockets. And we have 4 of them: behind our head, in our left side, our right side, and under our body between our feet. These are 4 areas we can put the basketball and protect it while facing pressure and facing a defender that's guarding us tight. It's important to never expose the basketball to the defense, and it's also important to keep that ball active and moving. And the way we can change direction and move that basketball from pocket to pocket is utilizing sweeps. We can sweep below the defender's hands, or we can sweep above the defender's hands, going behind our head. We want to be active with the ball so that it's not exposed to the defense. A great way to relieve pressure from a bully defender is to step between and behind their feet. A lot of players make the mistake of just stepping between their defender's feet to relieve pressure. It's important to step between and behind so that you have leverage to move that defender. Let's now circle back to the cross-body step that we mentioned at the beginning of the video. It's important when utilizing this move that we beat our defender's feet. We get the lead foot, the shoulders, and the ball past the defender on that first step. And there's a lot of options in the move. The second option is I can just attack downhill, but again, I'm beating their feet. That's the emphasis. We can't beat a bully defender if we don't have leverage by beating with our lead foot, our shoulders, and the basketball. And I love this drill to perfect that skill. Second is pace and momentum. We don't just step across our body quickly. We do it with pace so that we can get a better read on what our defender is doing. Secondly, by stepping up, over, and down, we now have gravity assisting us in our move. And that gravity gives us momentum and allows us to be explosive in the move and its secondary options. Notice in the drill the purpose of the cones. I'm not just stepping across my body quickly. I'm stepping up and over the cones before descending down into my move, which holds me accountable for pace and sets me up perfectly for that gravity assist, which makes me more explosive in this move. So it's basically like I'm falling down into the move, and that gravity assists me in being more explosive. Our last drill and key to the cross-body step is to close the door at the end of the move. When you establish that dribble to go by your man, simply extend your inside arm into open space, and you've essentially won the race on the first step. If you extend that arm, you've closed the defender's door, and now you have that inside position between them and the basket. It's now time to work on the cross-body step and its counter move options. This is my go-to move anytime I face a defender that's guarding me tight, that's being a bully, is being really physical with me. I always step across my body because pivoting beats pressure. You can't just drive by that bully defender. You can't just use your jab when the defense is guarding you tight. We got to first relieve pressure before we can go about attacking pressure. And the cross-body step is a great option to do that. And you can see here, it all begins the same and then ends differently. It's an action and reaction move. So depending on how the defender reacts on my cross-body step, I've got a number of options. So study the moves and all its counter options, and make sure you remember all the skill ingredients that we covered in the drills earlier in the video.